Have you ever been harshly blamed for something you didn't do? Unfairly judged before you could say a word? It stings. And your first instinct? Defend yourself. Fight back. Prove them wrong. But what if you didn't? What if instead of reacting, you paused? What if silence wasn't weakness, but wisdom in motion? In Stoic philosophy, silence is not surrender. It's a strategy, a quiet form of strength that only the truly self-controlled can wield. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If something external hurts you, it's not the thing itself that disturbs you, but your judgment of it. And you can change that judgment anytime." So when someone criticizes you unfairly, ask yourself, is there anything in this worth learning? If yes, take it. If not, let it pass, like wind hitting a mountain. Silence in this case doesn't mean you're guilty. It means you're grounded. It means you're letting your work and your actions speak louder than your ego ever could. Epictetus said it best, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Next time unfair criticism finds its way to you, don't panic, don't defend, breathe, stand tall, say nothing. Not because you can't respond, but because you don't need to. That's not passivity, it's power. Not retreat, it's restraint. The kind that turns noise into silence and silence into your strongest voice. You're at a gathering. Someone nearby is talking loudly about their promotion, their luxury car, their 5-star vacation. They want to be seen, admired, maybe even envied. And you feel the urge to chime in, to casually mention your own success, just to balance things out. But pause. Why? Stoicism offers a powerful alternative. Let them talk, and you stay still. Because true confidence doesn't need an audience. And real achievement doesn't shout, it simply exists. When someone boasts, they often reveal more about what they lack than what they have. But when you stay quiet, you reveal something rare, inner security. The Stoics teach us that silence in the face of bragging isn't passive. It's elegant. It's intentional. You don't have to shrink yourself. You simply choose not to compete in conversations that serve no purpose. Ask yourself, if I say nothing, what changes? If I choose silence, what do I protect? You protect your peace, your energy, and most importantly, your direction. Because your life isn't a stage, and you don't owe anyone a performance. So next time someone tries to impress the room, try this instead. Look them in the eye, smile politely, say less, and walk away with your focus still intact. Let your character whisper what no words could ever shout. That's not arrogance, that's mastery. Anger doesn't knock. It crashes in, fast, hot, demanding your voice, your reaction, your fire. You've been there. Someone messed up at work, wasted your time, disrespected you. Your pulse quickens, your jaw clenches, and right there, in that moment, you have a choice. Speak and regret, or pause and lead. The Stoics understood anger well. They didn't pretend it didn't exist. They simply refused to be ruled by it. Marcus Aurelius asked, "How much worse are the consequences of anger than the causes of it?" Think about that. It's rarely the situation that causes lasting damage. It's what we say, what we do, when we let rage drive. Stoicism teaches a powerful practice. Step back, stay quiet, let the moment pass. You don't lose power by not lashing out. You gain it, because the strongest person in the room isn't the loudest. It's the one who can stay calm when chaos erupts. So next time anger rises like a storm inside you, breathe deeply. Say nothing, yet let the silence settle the dust. It's not suppression, it's self-respect. Your silence isn't weakness, it's space. Space for clarity, space for grace, space for strength to return before you speak. And when you finally do speak, your words will come not from impulse, but from intention. That's the Stoic way, and it just might save your peace, your dignity, and your relationships. In a world that reacts too quickly, be the one who responds wisely. There may come a day when your name gets twisted into a story that isn't yours. A rumor starts, untrue, unfair, maybe even cruel. It travels fast, collecting whispers and assumptions along the way. You hear it, you feel it. You want to set the record straight, but what if you didn't? What if your silence became your strongest response? In the world of Stoicism, Truth doesn't need to chase lies. It simply waits. Because what's real doesn't panic. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So when rumors swirl, don't run after them. Don't fuel the fire by trying to explain yourself to everyone. Instead, live in a way that makes the lies look absurd. Let time be your witness. Let integrity be your defense. Imagine this. A teacher in a small town falsely accused. She doesn't argue. She doesn't plead. She simply keeps teaching, showing up with grace and consistency. And over time, the silence speaks, louder than any denial could have. Epictetus once said, "If someone speaks ill of you, live in a way that no one will believe it." When you live aligned with your values, no rumor can define you. And when you choose silence in the face of slander, you send a message. I know who I am, and I don't need your approval to keep being that person. So next time false words try to shake your name, don't fight noise with noise. Don't bend to desperation. Just keep showing up as the best version of yourself. Because when your life is the truth, eventually the lies fall silent. There are moments in life when the world suddenly feels quieter. Someone leaves, something ends, and all that's left behind is a heavy silence. One that lingers in the corners of your room, in the pauses of your breath, in the spaces where joy used to live. Loss is part of being human. No one escapes it. And yet when it arrives, we often feel like we don't know how to survive it. But the Stoics did not fear loss. They understood it, not as punishment, but as a part of nature's rhythm. Seneca once wrote, "The day we fear as our last is but the birthday of eternity." In other words, nothing is truly gone, it simply transforms. Love becomes memory, presence becomes silence. And from that silence, wisdom can emerge, if we're brave enough to sit with it. C.S. Lewis, grieving the death of his wife, once wrote, "The pain now is part of the happiness then. That's the deal." A sentiment any Stoic would understand. So when loss breaks through your life, don't rush to fix it. Don't numb it. Don't talk over it. Let it be silent. Let yourself feel. Let that silence teach you how to breathe again. Journal your sorrow. Walk with your grief. Sit under a sky that still exists. And remind yourself that even after the sun sets, the stars still show up. The Stoic path doesn't mean hiding your tears. It means honoring your emotions, then letting them pass like waves, knowing you remain. And when you are ready, ask, what can this pain teach me? What part of me will grow because of this? Loss may leave a scar, but it also leaves space. Space for strength, for clarity, for grace. So let silence hold what words cannot. Not to forget, but to remember with courage, not collapse. Because even in grief, a Stoic stands not with pride, but with peace. You've met them before. The ones who speak with full confidence, but half knowledge. Who argue not to understand, but to prove a point they barely grasp. And there you are, tempted to jump in, to correct them, to set the record straight. But ask yourself, is it worth it? The Stoics would say, often it's not. Because when ignorance is loud, wisdom doesn't need to shout back. It stands still, calm, certain, silent. Marcus Aurelius once reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. That includes the minds of others. You can't make someone ready to hear what they refuse to see, but you can choose how you respond. Take Galileo, accused, condemned, and silenced for speaking truth about the universe, and yet he didn't rage. He didn't fight to be heard, because he knew truth doesn't need permission to exist. It just waits. That's the Stoic way, to pick your battles wisely and let your dignity remain untouched. So next time someone clings to ignorance with both hands, don't waste your breath. Don't burn your peace trying to light their way. Just nod and let them keep talking. Because silence doesn't mean defeat. Sometimes it's the most intelligent answer in the room. You are not here to win every argument. You are here to master yourself. And there is no greater mastery than choosing not to be dragged into a war of egos when your soul is made for better things. Let your silence say, I could reply, but I no longer need to. That's not pride, that's power. At some point, your name will be spoken in a room you're not in. Stories will be told, some distorted, some invented, none fully true. People will believe what they want to believe, and when that happens, the urge to defend yourself will be strong. To explain, to clarify, to say, that's not who I am. But here's the truth, your actions are your loudest voice. Your life is your longest speech. Marcus Aurelius once said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who did the injury. So when gossip floats your way, don't chase it. Don't try to edit every false version of your story. Instead, live in such a way that the lies lose their power. Think of the leader who continues to serve despite rumors. The teacher who keeps showing up despite doubt. They don't fight the noise, they outlive it. Epictetus taught, if someone speaks ill of you and it's true, correct yourself. If it's false, don't concern yourself. Simple, sharp, stoic. Let the whispers swirl, let them grow tired on their own. You don't need to prove anything to people who choose speculation over understanding. So the next time someone talks behind your back, smile. Keep walking, keep building, keep being. Because gossip fades, but character remains. And when you anchor yourself in truth, you stop needing permission from noise to feel at peace. Your silence says, I know who I am. That's enough. There will be moments when life feels deeply unfair. You do the right thing and get punished for it. You show up with integrity and are misunderstood. You give your best and still get overlooked. It's painful, and it's tempting to fight fire with fire, to raise your voice, to demand they see what's wrong. But Stoicism offers another way, a way that doesn't weaken you, but makes you unshakable. Epictetus said it simply, endure and abstain, not as a way to surrender, but to build strength from within. And history gives us a powerful example. Nelson Mandela. Imprisoned for 27 years, he had every reason to come out bitter. But he chose peace. He chose reconciliation. His silence was not defeat, it was discipline. A strength that turned personal injustice into national transformation. Marcus Aurelius echoed this mindset. The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. Stoicism teaches that injustice isn't always yours to erase, but how you respond to it is always yours to choose. So when you face unfairness, remember this. You don't need to match their behavior. You don't need to explode to prove you've been wronged. You need to remain anchored in who you are. Let your values lead the way. Let your composure be louder than your rage. Let your silence gather strength, not passivity but poise. Because true justice begins within. And the most powerful resistance sometimes comes from calm, focused action, not chaos. Speak only when your words build. Act only when your heart is steady. And if you must protest, do it with grace that cannot be shaken. In a world of noise and reaction, be the still point. Be the example. Be the one who rises above, without rising in anger. There will come a time when someone tries to get under your skin. They'll use words meant to cut. They'll mock, belittle, provoke, just to see if you'll bite back. And in that instant, your pride might flare. You'll want to defend yourself. You'll want to answer fire with fire. But ask yourself, do I need to react or do I need to rise? Epictetus gave us a powerful reminder. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. The insult may come from them, but the reaction, that's yours. You don't control their words, but you absolutely control what power those words hold over you. Think of Gandhi. He was insulted, mocked, even attacked. But he didn't respond with rage, he responded with resolve. His silence wasn't weakness, it was unshakable clarity. Because dignity doesn't yell, it doesn't need to. So the next time someone throws an insult your way, don't react, don't explain. Simply pause, let their words echo into nothing. Your silence says, I am not who you say I am. I am who I choose to be. This doesn't mean you're passive. It means you're free. Free from needing approval, free from being pulled into petty wars, free to hold your center when others have lost theirs. You're not here to win arguments. You're here to build a life that speaks for itself. So let insults fall like rain and stand tall, untouched. Because when you stop needing to defend your worth, you finally begin to own it. You've walked through 9 moments of conflict, loss, provocation, and pressure. Moments where the world expected a reaction from you. And now, one truth should be clear. You don't have to react to everything. You don't have to speak to be strong. In fact, in a world full of noise, choosing silence might be the most powerful move you can make. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This is the heart of Stoicism. Not cold indifference, but calm mastery. Not silence out of fear, but out of strength. Not passive avoidance, but strategic restraint. Because silence is not the absence of voice, it's the presence of control. And when you can stay grounded in the face of unfairness, gossip, anger, and insult, when you can choose not to explain, not to lash out, not to match chaos with chaos, that is when you are most free. So as you move through life, ask yourself, does this moment truly deserve my words? Or would silence protect my peace and prove my strength? Let your life speak where your voice does not. Let your presence speak for your values. Let your silence speak for your wisdom. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all.